hello peeps, we haven't done a video for about 4 or 5 days now. We've got a little thing to show you. Now you may remember the Direct Bikes moped that we refurbished, and for those of you who didn't see the stream of videos that we done for it, this is a picture of how the moped was when we first got hold of it. And as you can see, it was in a bit of a state, and after we'd done our repair work to it and respray and stuff, this is how it looked. And we actually had a buyer in mind when we actually done this. So, well, it's been a good few months now since we've done this. Maybe, when did we do it, Gary?
8 months now.
It's probably been about 8 months. And we've had the moped back on many occasions. I think once was for the throttle, wasn't it, Gary? The throttle got stuck or something?
Yeah.
And that was a new cable needed fitting. And anyway, cut a long story short, what's happened over the time, it's been back 2 or 3 or 4 times. So let's just take a look at the moped now and see what condition it's in. Are you ready for this? As you can see, there's bits of tape stuck onto it. We got it back again, Gary's got it back again to repair. As you can see, the chosen method of repair has been duct tape. As you can see all the scrapes and scratches along it, look. And you remember all the work we done on this? Remember we repaired that top box? Well, there it is again, look. And the new lock obviously is again duct tape. We brought a new lens, didn't we? Remember that? We put the new lens on it. Well, there we go, there's the lens. There's the other side, as you can see. It runs absolutely lovely. So all the work that we've done cosmetically is now been undone. Oh yeah, all the fairing's been smashed. And where's Gary? Look. Right, so what has brought it back looking like this in this condition? What's actually happened this time?
Well, the lad, he has a lock on the front wheel.
That's the little D lock, you know, the locks that go around the...
There's a curly one, them stretchy ones.
Oh, the stretchy leads, like it's the wire leads. He puts that through the wheel. Right, yeah, okay.
He's put that through the wheel, gone and done his shopping, come back, got on the bike, not take the lock off. He's drove, the wheels turned a couple of times and it's locked up.
And it's locked up, what's happened to him?
He's gone over the handlebar.
He's actually drove it with a lock. Now, this young chap, now we do see it going up and down the village a few times, and over the months that he's had the bike, I remember when we first took the bike round to him, and he was so pleased with the look of it. He's never rode a boat before. He didn't actually have his, what they call in the UK, CBT. You have a CBT test. That is a basic road awareness test where you've got to drive through cones and bollards and stuff like that. Well, he hadn't done that when he got the bike, so when I took it round to him, we just basically showed him that's the throttle, that's how you turn to go, those are the brakes, whatever. And I showed him driving it around his garden. I had a little drive around to show him how to operate, basically. And don't forget, this thing had a maximum speed of 30 miles an hour. So anyway, he got back to us a few days afterwards and said that he'd actually come off it. And he said, why didn't we explain to him, or why didn't we tell him that you don't turn the throttle fully open every time that you actually operate the throttle? So what he was doing, basically, even though he'd done the CBT test, after he'd done it after a couple of days or whatever it was, he'd done the CBT test, but they told, he said to us, he was driving it, every time he got on it and pulled the throttle back, he didn't just sort of pull away gently, he just turned the throttle fully open. He couldn't understand why that it just sort of tore off away from him, sort of thing. So anyway, that was his first problems that he had. And I also remember when we give him the bike, first of all, as you probably know, it's got a centre stand and a side stand. So when he sat on the bike for the first time, he stood upright, and as I said to him, you've got a side stand and you've got a centre stand. And I said, that's where you put your feet on the platform when you're driving along, like as you're sitting on the bike. So when he was sitting still, he took it off the side stand and he was sitting on the bike, and he then decided to just put his feet up on there, and while he's standing still, before he pulled away, because I said to him, that's where you put your feet, and he literally sort of stood up, sat on the bike, put his feet up, and the bike nearly basically went over, because he didn't realise that you had to be moving along before you put your feet up. So that's the sort of chap we was dealing with. So anyway, that was his latest incarnation. It's been back so many times, but I don't know if you can see, the actual paintwork still looks alright apart from that. But anyway, Gary's now somehow got to muddle this back together. As you can see, look what he's done, look. This has been back. When we've had this bike back, we've had it back, and this has been taped up before because for some reason he had to have a brake cable. Was it brake cable? No, what was it? The throttle cable changed, wasn't it? We changed the throttle cable, and all this was off. Look! Look at that! Look, unbelievable. And as I say, it actually goes very well. We brought it back because he actually got it down to 5 miles an hour, didn't he, Gary? At one stage, it would only do 5 miles an hour because of the throttle cable.
Yeah.
So we put a new throttle cable on it, didn't we?
And then he put that dirty fuel in, didn't he? That rusty fuel.
And then he put some old rusty fuel in and he couldn't start it. And while we had the engine stripped down and cleaned the carb out and all that, I thought, well, I might as well do the valves on it. And we just checked, there's only 2 little tiny valves on these. And apparently, I've done a bit of research online. One of the causes, because this was a very low mileage model, one of the causes of these not performing very well on the brand new bikes is that the valve gaps tend to basically near enough close up to nothing, and that loses compression and they don't perform. So cut a long story short, on these direct bike mopeds, you've got to, they come under different names. Direct bike, what is it, Batonian or something, they call it? There's a few different names for them, but this style of bike, if you've got one and it's it's a low mileage bike and it's got slower and slower and you've tried cleaning the carb out and the carb hasn't performed, set the valves again, set them accurately, and from a 30 mile an hour bike, what did this turn into? You drove it home trim, didn't you?
Yeah, well, it was doing 50, that's the end of the needle where it was going.
It goes up to 50
miles an hour.
50 miles an hour on the clock. And Gary, as I say, totally surprised that cured its performance problem. And apparently online, I've done a bit of research on the on these bikes when they're pretty new, or the low mileage versions, they start performing worse and worse and worse, and people think that the bikes are knackered and they're rubbish, and as a result of that they sell them. So you get a lot of these come up on the market second hand, not very old, not done many mileage, and they just don't perform. And all it is the valve timing. So that's just something, not the valve timing, the valve gaps. They're really critical on the valve gaps. You've got to get them exactly right. And it only happens on new bikes or low mileage bikes. It's when they're all bedding in basically, and the valve timings go out. But it starts fine, it'll run fine, but it'll only perform at sort of low mile, under 30 or 30 miles an hour. This thing does 55 miles or 50 miles an hour plus. It actually goes off the clock. So there you go. Just a little bit of info. If you're going to buy one of these little direct bikes mopeds, or if you're going to possibly you've got one and it started not performing very well and it's a low mileage version, get the valves set and check the valves and get them. It's a simple little job. We've done it on this one. As I say, it didn't take long at all. You can do it while the engine's in situ. You just take the cover off, get a feeler gauge, and just follow basic instructions. Anyway, that's that done. So yeah.
You ain't seen today's job yet.
Oh, what's today's job? What do you mean?
Well, he says, can you fix the seat?
Right.
So it comes up.
Right.
It comes up.
Blinking hell. Well, funny, now you've done that, we can show people where oh yeah, look, the mountains are broke, look.
Yeah, he snapped them through there.
So how did that happen?
Well, that's when he's gone over the handlebars.
Oh, so this really took a tumble then?
Must have done.
Blank, terrible, isn't it? So yeah, the mountains are broke there, look, as you can see. And he drove home 25 miles with that, like that. So under there, by the way, is where the valves are. You undo them 4 screws, by the way. And you got, if you just look online for direct bikes valves adjustment, you'll see how to adjust the valves on them anyway. But it's just 2 valves in there, inlet and exhaust, and it's just a spanner and a screwdriver and a set of feeler gauges needed to do that. But as I say, we put a new cable on this throttle cable down there. We had the carb off and cleaned it all out, but that still didn't solve the problem of it not performing very well. But as I say, because he'd actually put rusty fuel in into it, but we ended up doing the valves, and then suddenly it would do 50 miles an hour plus. So there we go. So yeah, as you can see, look at it. Look, and when we sent it back to him that time, he'd had all tape on the panels where he'd been off it a few times, didn't he?
Yeah.
And you know, we'd repaired all this, so we've seen it again. We've seen it like this on 2 or 3 different occasions, and we've taken the tape off and actually repaired it and put it all back to normal. But yet again, it's now ended up like this. So anyway, that's the Direct Bikes moped, and as you can see, I don't think we're going to be repairing the bodywork on it this time. I don't think it's worth our time and hassle. So that's that. Apart from the seat anyway, Gary's going to do the seat and make the seat a bit safer. You might be out of plastic wheel there, so I don't know what you're going to do with it.
I don't know yet, I never looked.
Right, okay, well anyway, that's that. So that's that Direct Bike moped. Well, we've got more work to do on the garden. Now, I don't know if you can hear the wind rustling in the trees out there. and the tree's going over there. It's a terrible wet damp day, and well, what we've been doing is trying to get this workshop in a better place. Now, as you can remember, that's the other end of our workshop, which I've got to get cleared out, as you know, but we've been working in here, and this is what I've actually done. Look, so far, look. There we go. So I've actually put lighting in here now, so we've now got lighting in this half of the workshop. I've put the there's a power socket over there, and I've got to carry some power around and over. But yeah, as you can see, now as you can see here, I've got a hole in the floor. Now I've planned to get my hydrographics tank, which I've told you is a little project we're creating. And when we went to walk over this floor over here, we've basically, the floor was rotted. All this sort of boards here, all was rotted. And the problem was that water outside was coming in underneath, and it's obviously been doing it for years and years, and it's rotted all the timbers. So what we've done, well, we've done this actually yesterday. We actually dug all the old timbers out along there and along there, and we've cemented in there. And we've cut this hole out here because rather than sit a hydrographics water tank, which I'll show you, my old tank which I've got outside the window there, you can see that there, look, we're working on that as well at the moment. But that's going to actually sit on the concrete plinth, so that's what that's the reason why we cut the hole out. So let's just take you outside for a minute. Really horrible around here. Now, as you can see, all along there, that's the other side of our log cabin. We've actually had to build up some concrete along there as a temporary measure, because the water's just dripping off of the roof down here, and it was just basically creeping under the log cabin. So we've cured that for a bit. I've still got to probably build this up a lot more here, but anyway, that's the problem we got there. So here's our hydrographics tank, and as you probably see there were some plugs which I've had to fiberglass up there, so I haven't finished doing that yet. We're going to get this tank inside in a minute. But as you can see there, it's a fair old sized tank, and that's going to go where the hole is outside, inside rather. Right, well, as you know now, I think my channel's been going now for about 1 to 2 years, probably 2 years. Well, I've really started adding videos, loads of different content over the last sort of year or so, and we've hit a milestone in our channel, and that is we've just passed the 2,000 subscriber mark, which I'm really happy with. I'm hoping that we're building on that. Obviously, we've got a few different areas to our channel. We've got the food part of the channel, we've got the gardening part of the channel, we've got the sort of the vlog type of part of our channel where we just show a bit of our family stuff, what we do. And we've also got the car and bike repairing stuff, as well as like buying the stuff at auctions, that sort of stuff. So, you know, we're hoping to get more and more subscribers, and I hope you really do enjoy what we're doing on our channel. And as a result of that, what I've done, I thought I'd do a little competition. We've got our branded t-shirts. I don't know if you can see these. I've only got one size at the moment, but that's the sort of thing we got there, and as you can see, it's got our logo on, and as seen on YouTube. Now I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these at the moment, and they're only extra large. So if they're not for yourself, it could be for someone who you know, your partner or your friend or whatever. But we're just going to give away 5 first, just to mark our 2,000 subscribers. We will be giving away more stuff in the future. I'm going to try and give away more to the subscribers as a sort of thank you for subscribing to our channel. So what I'm going to do is that if you really want to go into the draw, I'm going to do it as a draw. I think that's the best way to do it. And basically, if you want to go into the draw, the date today is the 13th. So if everybody puts in the comment section below our video on YouTube, if you just put t-shirt draw, just write in, if you don't want to write any other comments about the content of the videos, just write in t-shirt draw, and I will then get your name. If you're a subscriber, this is only for subscribers, so it's easy to become a subscriber. Just hit the subscribe button and then leave a comment saying t-shirt draw, and that way I will then take all the subscribers' names, put them into a hat, and in let's say 10 days, so on the 23rd of October 2014, I will do a draw and draw out 5 names out of the hat from the subscribers, and depending on what I'll do, but let's say the white t-shirt for example, I'll hold the white t-shirt up and say, right, I'm going to do a draw for the white t-shirt, pull a name out, and that person will get their free t-shirt. So I think that's the simplest way to do it. I don't want to just leave it open for everybody if you're not a subscriber, because apparently there are people on YouTube who just go to visit all competitions and put multiple posts down, and hopefully in the name of getting a draw or a free gift out of someone when they're not really a subscriber. So the first condition is you've got to be a subscriber, and the second condition is you've only got to put in one entry. If I see multiple names, it's not worth it, so because we're going to go through them all manually. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of our t-shirts, they're all in extra large size. We've got 2 not cream, they're like a yellowy coloured one. We've got 2 of them. We've got the grey one. Now the grey one, the difference with the grey one is it's a long sleeve one. So that's the long sleeve one, that's the grey one. And we've got the turquoise blue one, which hasn't got as seen on YouTube on it, it's just got our logo on it there. So that's our 5 t-shirts. If you are a subscriber, put your name down. If you're not a subscriber, just hit the subscribe button and you'll go into the draw. And on 10 days, on the 23rd of October 2014, we will do the draw and we'll get these shipped off to our winning subscribers. So yeah, as you can see, the Direct Bikes moped has come back yet again for the that Gary deals with that. I don't deal with that anymore, as I say, Gary does that one. I'm just buying and selling stuff at the moment. The weather's really too bad. I was going to do the bonnet on the Triumph today, but again the weather's going to be bad for another week or so, they reckon. So the Triumph's on hold again. But as I say, I wanted to get that Hydrographics tank in and situated. So we will be doing a bit of work out there at the moment. So while the weather's bad, that's all we're going to do. Plus, it's coming up to Christmas as well. We all love Christmas. We might do a few more cooking vids. We've got to get some stuff out in the garden. Pete Froud, if you're watching, Pete, thanks very much for your seeds. I did get all your seeds. And you sent me a little message on one of my other videos, I think a couple of days ago, saying that I need to get certain stuff in now. Well, again, I started to clear the garden yesterday, and again the weather stopped us, and that's why I jumped in to get the Hydrographics tank sorted. So I've got so many things going on at the moment. I will fit them in as and when I can, and I'll film them as and when I can. And all I can say is I'll be putting loads more videos on, as you know, of all different types of things, and they're all in playlists. If you go to if you type in retrorestore.com into Google, for example, you'll go straight to my YouTube channel, and in the channel, if you scroll down the page, you'll see all the different types of videos that we do, whether it be car repairs, whether it be gardening videos, whether it be the cooking channels, whether it be buying and selling, whether anything, they're all in different playlists. So if you've got a certain topic which you're more interested in, like for example, if you like the car repair videos, but you don't want to watch the gardening videos, well, they're all in the playlist and they're all in order as well. So you know, that's what you can do just by typing in retrorestore.com into Google, adding us to your favourite list, or even by subscribing. You'll go straight to our homepage and look down the page and you'll see all our different playlists. Anyway, thanks very much for the 2,000 subscribers, and hopefully we're now going up to build to the 3,000 subscribers. And while I'm getting people keep adding us to their likes and comments and stuff like that, we'll keep creating these videos, and hopefully we'll show you more variation and more sort of stuff that we do in our normal day-to-day life. This is our normal day-to-day life. This is what we do in real life. So it's a sort of fly on the wall stuff. And just like you, I went out and I had to work for a living for years and years, working for someone else. I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want to do it while I was doing it, but you have to play the game to pay the bills and all that. And I'm a great believer of, if you've got to make change, if you want to make change, if you're not happy with the things that you're doing in your life, then make change one step at a time. You can't do it all at once, just one step at a time in the right direction will get you where you want to be. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.